1,000 subscribers. I honestly didn't think I'd be sitting here saying that so soon, but here we are. And I think the least that I can do is take a moment to actually talk about what this year meant to me, what this journey looked like from the inside, and why Eurovision 2026 was probably the most intense season I've ever experienced as a fan. Grab a drink, get comfortable. This video is going to be a bit different from the usual. Every Eurovision season starts the same way for me. The national selections begin and suddenly I'm spending every weekend watching shows from countries I'll probably never visit, voting for songs in languages that I don't speak, and somehow caring deeply about all of it. I'm going to be honest with you, I never stopped doing Eurovision content since 2024 and I was already so tired because I never had a break. As soon as the Eurovision 2024 ended, I got invited to the Falar pelos Dois podcast that I did with Andrea Rocha in Antena 1 and RTP. It was amazing. And with that, the Eurovision 2025 season was progressing while I was in a podcast, and I did not do much content to my channel in that year because, you know, it's not very appropriate to give my personal opinion on certain things on my channel when I'm representing through the podcast RTP, Antena 1, and even OGA Portugal. And so Eurovision 2025 got to its end. But it was not the end for me, because as you might know, I had my master's dissertation to do. And what was the theme? Bingo! Festival da Canção, the national final of Portugal. And when I ended my dissertation, guess what? The Eurovision 2026 season was starting. But 2026 felt different from the start. We had a lot of complications in the beginning of this season, not only because I was still doing my master's dissertation, which took a lot of my free time, but also because of, you know what I'm talking about. And I really thought if I should even do content about Eurovision when so much was happening, when we were divided by opinions and not really united by music, but united by hate. I don't really know if I really felt comfortable doing content about a thing that was just messing with my mental state. It's not easy when one of the things you love the most gets to the point where you cannot recognize it anymore. This did not only happen to my passion for Eurovision, but also with my cat that passed away in April, and in his last days I couldn't recognize him anymore, and I think he also didn't recognize me anymore. It was really difficult for me to deal with all of those negative emotions of losing something that was really important to me while we were still in the middle of the Eurovision season. It was just a lot for me to deal with, but I stayed strong. And funnily enough, what helped me the most was the one event that I was concerned if I should actually do content about: Eurovision. If it was not for all the national finals, all the artists that I got to know in all of this process, and all of the great memories that I have with my Eurovision colleagues and friends, I would probably be in an even worse mental state that I passed through. A lot of my friends know that I was really tired of everything, of even doing content about Eurovision, because I just needed a break. And well, actually they helped me a lot during all of this season so I could stay on track to give you the best content that I could give you. I started creating more content this season than I ever had before. More reactions, more rankings, more vlogs, more opinions, new content and new ideas that no one has ever done. And something started happening. People actually started watching my videos. Not just one or two people, like real numbers. A lot of people. And that changed something in how I approach this. I learned very quickly that not everything I make is going to perform well. I made videos that I was really proud of that got almost no views. And I made videos that I almost didn't publish that ended up being the ones people connected the most. For example, the tier list. You absolutely love this new idea that I brought up from my gaming passion to the Eurovision world. And I was just doing it thinking this will flop for sure, and it did not flop. Actually, it's one of my main contents right now, and it's all because of you, as Gustav said one day. That was a lesson I didn't expect. Sometimes the content that reaches people isn't the content that you really plan. It's the content that answers a question someone was already asking. And Eurovision, more than almost any other topic, is full of people asking questions about their country, about their favorite artists, about results they didn't understand. I was just there to answer some of those questions, and apparently that was enough. I want to be honest about what 1,000 subscribers means and what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that I've made it, I'm the best person ever. it doesn't mean the hard work is done. In the context of YouTube, 1000 is a beginning, and I know that, but it does mean that 1000 people at some point watched something I made and decided they wanted to see more. That's not nothing, that's actually everything when I think about where this started. And a lot of you found me through Eurovision 2026, through Vienna, through Bangaranga, through the national selections, all of it. So in a way, this milestone belongs to this season as much as it belongs to me as well. I'm not going to pretend that I have the perfect plan for what comes next to my channel. The Eurovision 2026 season is over, and that always leaves that strange kind of silence. But I do know a few things. I want to keep making content about music. Yeah, not just about Eurovision, but music that lives in this world, in this competitive world. Artists who came through Eurovision and what they're doing now. Songs from places you wouldn't expect. Music that deserves more listens than it's getting. If that sounds like something you're here for, thanks for being here. And if you're watching this and you're a new person in here, welcome. There's more coming. Thank you, like for real. Thank you so much. 1000 of you chose to be here, and I don't take that lightly. That means the world for me. So yeah, I guess I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.